Hey there, good evening. It's a little bit after 9 p.m. here in Youngstown, Ohio. I'm gonna make this video, then get ready to crash. But anyhow, my decals from the good people at STS. These were supposed to be here Saturday, and I told you in the last video they didn't make it. So I figured they'd be here yesterday. So I get off work a little bit early, and I get to the post office like at 5 o'clock in 10 seconds. And I go to my P.O. box, and I unlock it, and I look in there, because it said on tracking that it was delivered on PayPal's tracking, and on the tracking that the post office sends me on my phone, it said left with individual. So I'm like, okay, they handed it to the person at the counter because it's addressed to the post office with my P.O. box. So I open the box and voila, it's empty. I'm like, what the? Oh. So I see the girl still behind the counter. I'm like, well, maybe it's not quite 5. And I go to the door, it's locked, and she's like, I'm closed. I said, I just need a question. She goes, well, hold on, I'll be right out. So she walks back and forth and kills the lights and comes around, and I hear her hit some kind of code and come out the door from the back into the lobby. And I said, yeah, I told her what happened. I said, this package that's here, it was handed to an individual today, and it's not my P.O. box. Well, she goes, well, if it came P.O. box mail, I didn't get it. Well, I said, it said it's delivered here. It's handed to an individual. Who is the individual who got it? She goes, well, I didn't see nothing. And she seemed like in a big-ass hurry just to get out of there. I'm like, well, what, they handed it to a customer? She goes, well, possibly. She goes, I'm sorry, and she left. I'm like, oh. I was a little pissed. I'm like, and she got in her car. I get in my truck. She's out of the parking lot and down the road faster than I am. She's gone. I'm like, So I contacted STS. I said, you guys do keep files on all the decals you make, right? He goes, oh, yeah. I said, okay, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to call the post office in the morning and, have somebody actually I could talk to again, even though it might be her, and have them physically look. She was probably just not even wanting to be bothered to go back to the counter or in the back room and look. So I called this morning, and she's really nice now. And she goes, well, tell you what, give me the tracking number. She goes, yeah, it shows it's delivered, but it shows it was rejected and returned. She goes, let me look into this. So I said, okay. So she takes my phone number, my name, and she goes, I'll call you back. So I'm at work. I'm really busy today. And here's the other thing. I go to bed last night, put my phone on charge, and it must have been half-ass plugged in. It didn't charge. Because I get to work this morning, and my phone beeps, and I look down, and it says, you got low battery. Charge your phone. I'm like, oh, I never charged overnight. So I got my phone on charge all morning. And it's on the other side of the shop, and I'm doing something on the opposite side, and I hear my ringer, so I run over there, and she goes, oh, we have it. And I didn't ask her where they found it, She goes, it's in your P.O. box. I said, okay. So I stopped after work today and got them. And, oh yeah, they're worth the wait. Now, these are for the slot car body I'm doing. As long as they don't mess up, I'll have extras. But I got the Mosquito. Okay. He made these, I hand drew some lettering, and I'm not very artistic. And I said, something like that, if you got a font, use it. So he made 4 of these, kind of like sick, gross letters, which is perfect for the barn find look on the quarter panels. And then these on the trunk lid. So I'll have an extra one of those. And he also made these ones. So a couple of those. So, yeah. So after I make the barn find slot car body, I may make a, drag car for myself out of one of those. So yeah, those are really nice. Now with STS decals, you do have to cut them right up close because it's all one carrier. They're not individual. Like kit decals. But oh yeah, so I contacted them after work today and said, hey, I found them. They did show up, so I don't have to pay for an extra set. I would think that he wouldn't charge me full price because he's already done the making of them. You know, he just has to print another sheet because it cost me 30 bucks for these 2 sheets shipped. And but I'm thinking, you know, if he makes another set, it'd probably be less because they're already designed. They don't have to be designed again, just printed. I didn't ask him, but luckily I didn't need to do it. And then there's these. Nope, upside down. Nincompoop, upside down. If anybody out there knows what Nincompoop is upside down, is from, put it in comments. It's a hit from a really old television series. But anyhow, he made me a little bit of everything. He made me water department ones in color. He made me some water department ones in black and white. And he made street departments in black and white and street departments in color. So I'll probably be using these on the Mars garage truck. And the sad part is I'm going to have to weather them. I mean, really, really weather them. They're going to be almost useless. But, you know, I want it to look like they were spray painted over. What I think I'm going to do is use one of his STS decals here that he sends and put one on something. I have more of these because I've made a few orders. And take a Sharpie marker and see what it looks like over one that's been applied. Because I made you take a Sharpie and make it look like, you know, it was just spray painted. I want it to still kind of show through, but mostly obliterated at the same time. And then I'll, you know, have it just look drippy and dirty. So that'll be on the door panels, you know, looking fatigued. Because back then they probably actually painted them on. They probably didn't have the big vinyl decals back in the old days. But yeah, so those came in. I'm really happy. They're beautiful. And I can make some other, you know, city trucks. I'll have some extras. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, those came in finally. So I was really happy with that. I was like, oh, thank God. I don't want to order them again. And then I'm in the group build for just my garage time, or I need my garage time. Sorry, JT. For Steelies and White Walls group build. So here's a rear wheel. That wasn't drilled out. I drilled it out and I painted the lugs. I would probably give them a little bit more. And I put some black wash down the seams there. And I'll probably do a little bit more on them. Plus I got to sand the tires and give them a little bit more of a worn look. And then here's a front one. You got your bearing cover there. And I put some black wash in around it. And so that's that. And let's, yep, there's the body. It's got to be cleared yet and bare metaled and all that. These fins are supposed to be bare metaled, but I don't think I'm going to. Only reason is there wasn't much of a defining line on it. It was almost invisible. You know, like it has it at some points. At some points it's not even there. So I may leave them solid and just, you know, do this. And this, I'll probably like either just paint it on aluminum or bare metal, then dull coat it a little bit. Because I don't want it too shiny because I don't think it was on the real thing. It was more of a, you know, aluminum type color. But yeah, it's going to be this color. The interior will be something contrasting. But anyhow, you know, I'm going to try to get, well, I can't go much lower than that because it's hitting the top of the fender. So it's going to be, you know, something maybe a little bit higher, like around there. And then the back one, you know, you can go, well, you got the inner fenders once the chassis is on, so it'll probably look something like that. And yeah, so there's that. That's in green. Like I said, just a curbside kit. Yeah, I think I'm going to just leave it this solid color. I don't know if I was going to do any fogging or any kind of graphics. I don't think so, but I could change my mind. Then I'm in the month-long group build for the Auto Modelers Magazine group. I got this painted silver. It's actually semi-glossy already. This is just some Duplicolor silver. Now, what I did, because the chrome bumpers had such big, parting lines in the corners here, huge parting lines, I just stripped the chrome and glued them on. It's going to be a monochrome finish. I haven't decided on final color, whether I'm going to stay with the silver, whether I'm going to do something else, fade paint job, or whether I'm just going to change the whole color to something else. But I shaved the door handles, shaved the emblems, I molded the taillights, the bumper on, all that good stuff. So, yep. So that's done on that. So I got to kind of stick to that one. And I still got to paint the Merc. I still got to decide on color. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And just want to make a quick video tonight before I hit the sack here. Because I got home from work, stopped at my mom's place on the way home. I left work a little bit early, like 5 minutes. Ran to the dollar store, picked her up some stuff, took it out to her place, and got home and stopped at the post office first, which is right up the street. Got home, and it's almost 6 o'clock by now. I'm like, really? And I turned the news on because I wanted to see that story about that school shooting. Funny thing is, my local news didn't have squat. Didn't even mention it. But a couple minutes into the news, I'm on the couch, sitting there on the couch. I must have dozed off like instantly, because the next thing I know, it's 6:39. Because I opened my eyes, I'm like, really? I'm like, I was out all that time, because I intended to do a little bit more yard work. And by then, I just didn't feel it, so I ran down to KFC and they got those new value meals. Yeah, they're $5, but they don't even include a drink. Really? But anyhow, I got one of those, not a breast, but a drumstick and a thigh and a mashed potato and a biscuit. It was like $5. And came home and ate that and got cleaned up. And I came in here and messed around a little bit. And next thing I know, it's after 9 already. So, yep. And then I got my, hold on, let's take you off the mount. There's my 26 diecast going to Nostalgic for his Ukrainian auction coming up in the next week or so. I really can't ship them until this weekend because I'm kind of tapped out on the cash. And plus I want to make a video of them all individually and take pictures of them. But waiting longer is good. It lets the most recently ones cure out a little bit more before I wrap them and ship them. This way they're cured really well, and the paint won't get damaged in shipping. But I don't want to get too detailed on those until Nas sees them, and then I'll make my video on it too. I'll release it. Oh, excuse me. Ugh, what a day. But yeah, so there's those, and so I can get back on all this good stuff now, and that's about it. Watch my usual YouTube videos in the evening. And there's, who else but could it be but Deuce? Hi, Deuce. What are you doing? Are you being a pain? Come here. Come on. Come on, Deuce. There you go. Say hi. You say hi, Deuce? Okay. Well, we're going to go to bed pretty soon. Dad's tired. All right, people. Well, hey, from me and the Deuceinator, I will talk to you later. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a good one. Say goodnight, Deuce. Bye-bye.